Hey, welcome back to Adventures in Welding. I'm Paul. Thanks for joining me. This is part 2 of our tailgater grill build and giveaway with onlinemetals.com. And what I'm doing here is I am framing up the top part of the grill, the cover part. I'm using that height gauge that we used in part 1 because we want everything here to match up exactly. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, I'll put a link to it down below here. You should check it out. You can see how we built the bottom of the grill, which is quite frankly exactly the same as how we're building the top, except the top doesn't have air holes and it will get a handle on the front. They'll both get hinges further on down the line. In the first part, we used the GMAW and SMAW methods for welding. In this part, we are going to use FCAW and GTAW. So those of you not familiar with those abbreviations, we used MIG and stick in the first part. We're going to do flux core and TIG in this second part. There's no real reason for it. If I was fabricating these for a living, I would probably use MIG or flux core the whole way. We're just mixing things up here to show you different techniques. Alright, I got everything set up here. We're using Lincoln NR211 wire, flux core wire, and we're just getting our tacks in here. One of the things that you're going to notice from where I start welding this is I stop and start a lot, and the problem is this flux core is so smoky without really good ventilation, which I don't have here in my secret hidden underground layer. The smoke kind of obscures the puddle for me a little bit. So that's something you have to look out for with flux core, but other than that, it's a fantastic process. It's hot and it puts down a lot of metal. Alright, I've sped this up for your viewing pleasure. This is the first side going in with the flux core, and like I said, I have to keep stopping because I keep losing sight of the puddle with all that smoke. I just need better ventilation down here, but I don't have any, so just bear with me as I make some stops and starts, and we'll get this all welded out here. The flux core burns really hot, and you get great penetration with it. Alright, to do the second side, we're using the TIG process. I've got the number 9 torch here with a stubby gas lens from George's Plasma Cutter Shop. The stubby gas lens, that's where it's from. I'm using 3/32 2% thoriated tungsten electrode. I'm using a 3/32 ER70 S2 filler wire, and I'm using the dip technique. Let's speed it up again here for your viewing pleasure. There are lots of ways to cut expanded metal, but if you've got a plasma cutter on hand, I can't think of a better way to do it. But don't do it like this, one at a time. Do it like this. Cut it just like you're cutting a solid piece of metal. Alright, now we're down here to the layout of the cooking surface, and I want the top of this to lay about 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch below the lip. And I'm putting marks where it hits, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use the same square we used to set up our other heights as a height gauge here, and we're going to mark that same distance along the sides because I'm going to end up putting in a little support piece on the sides. On the front, it's going to wedge itself in there pretty well, and we won't have to really worry about it too much, but on the sides it's just going to slide down, and we don't want it to be droopy. Nobody likes a droopy cooking surface. Alright guys, that is the end of part 2 of our tailgater grill build and giveaway with onlinemetals.com. We built the top part of the grill. Everything is got a preliminary grind. And then we cut out our expanded metal cooking shelf so that it fits in there nicely. In part 3, we will do the handle, the hinges, and the support structure. And this baby will be ready to go. I want to thank you for joining me. Check out onlinemetals.com if you want to find out how to win this grill at no cost to you. And until next time, keep your hood down.